more control of you. And it's time to learn more. I'll be back. And so it is.
And let the energy of the Kryon channel continue to transmit. And slowly, when you're ready, bring your awareness back into your body. Bring your awareness back into the room. If your eyes were closed, we ask you to open your eyes, put a smile on your face as we move into this next section. And Lee, I am really delighted that we have Jonathan Goldman as our next guest. Does it get any better?
I'm jumping up and down. It doesn't get much better than this.
It does
You know
not.
how I feel about music and sound in general.
Absolutely.
With my life before I did this.
Absolutely.
That's right.
So, Jonathan, are you there?
I am indeed here, and what a blessing it is to be sharing with you. So thank you for this opportunity, and hello, everyone.
Great.
That's wonderful.
Well, let's tell people who he is who don't know. I mean, unbelievable that somebody wouldn't.
It's unbelievable no one would know. So we want to introduce you to a most extraordinary human helping awaken the planet. And that's Jonathan Goldman, who is an international authority on sound healing and a pioneer in the field of harmonics.
He's the author of Healing Sounds. These are books now. Shifting Frequencies and the Lost Chord. He's authored the best-selling The 7 Secrets of Sound Healing, Chakra Frequencies, and co-authored by his wife, Andy. His latest book is The Divine Name, winner of the 2011 Visionary Award for Best Alternate Health Book.
Now, Jonathan is the director of Sound Healers Association and the president of Spirit Music Incorporated, which is located in Boulder, Colorado. A Grammy nominee, Jonathan has created numerous best-selling, award-winning recordings, including The Divine Name with Greg Braden. Reiki Chants, Frequencies, Sounds of Healing, The Lost Chord, 2012 Ascension Harmonics, and Chakra Chants.
Chakra Chants is one of my favorite, by the way. I just had to say that. He's a double winner. Now, this is double winner of Visionary Awards Best Healing Meditation Album and Album of the Year. If I received that even once, I think I would be dancing off into the sunset.
Absolutely.
And he's a double winner. He's also a lecturing member of the International Society of Music Medicine. He's dedicated his life, and he has, to the path of service, helping awaken and empower others with the ability of sound to heal and transform.
Now, in 2011, Jonathan was inducted into the Massage Therapies Hall of Fame, and in that same year, Jonathan was named one of the Watkins magazine's 100 most spiritually influential living people on the planet.
Living.
I like that part.
We like the living part. That's right.
And, you know, with all of these credentials, I think the thing that inspires me most about Jonathan is that he feels his calling to awaken humanity and empower them through sound.
John, this is a healing show. This is what this is all about. If I just open the bag to you and say, how do you heal with sound? What do you have to offer here? I mean, it's all over the place, but specifically.
Lee and Monica, thank you again. And I really just want to suggest that with regard to the power of sound, I'd like to go through some basic principles of how sound can heal. Now, our ancient mystic masters and our modern quantum physicists are in agreement. Everything is in a state of vibration. From the electrons moving around the nucleus of an atom to planets and distant galaxies moving around their suns, they're all in motion, they're all creating a vibration. And this vibration can be perceived of the sound. In the beginning was the Word, and the Lord said, let there be light, sound preceding light. So the idea that sound is the essential creative force in the universe is ancient and also understood by science. And once again, being in vibration, just because we hear from around 16 of these vibrations, which is called cycles per second or hertz, 16 hertz, and this is called its frequency, to around 16,000. But our finny friends in the ocean, the dolphins, can hear upwards of 180,000 cycles a second.
Wow.
And they can actually encode and project holographic frequencies of sound. So what we may perceive of as nothing being there, dolphins can be exchanging extraordinary information. So just because we can't hear something doesn't mean that there isn't a sound. Now, with regard to things being in vibration, everything is in vibration, from the chair you might be sitting in to whatever. And this includes our body, every organ, every bone, every tissue. Every part of our body is in a state of vibration. And when we are in a state of health, we're like this wonderful orchestra that's playing the symphony of the self or the suite of the self, and we say we're in sound health. But what happens is, with that orchestra, if the second violin player loses their sheet music, what if they begin to play out of harmony, out of the right notes, and the entire string section will go off, and pretty soon the entire orchestra will go off. And this is akin to a part of our body losing its normal, healthy, resonant frequency. And what happens, of course, is that it begins to vibrate out of ease, out of harmony. We say it is diseased. And the concept of using sound for healing is simply, what if we could restore back to this string player the proper sheet music? What if we could somehow encode the proper resonant frequencies back into the organ or part of the body or etheric field, chakra, whatever you like, that is vibrating out of ease or out of harmony using sound? And this idea actually is also the basis of most subtle energy medicines. Everything from aromatherapy, from naturopathy, to homeopathy, to chiropractic, to acupuncture, to light therapy, you name it. It's the basis of almost healing, every healing modality is the idea of putting back in harmony something that is being, if you like, imbalanced through some sort of modality. So that's the basic principle of using sound as a healing modality. And then we move into two different ways that sound affects us. The first is called psychoacoustics, and this means the sound is going into our ears, into our brain, affecting our nervous system, our heart rate, our respiration, our brain waves. And when we are listening to music, when we are speaking, when we are singing, then we are being, shall we say, psychoacoustically affected by the sound. And for example, here I have a set of tuning forks, and these are tuned to a specific sacred ratio. And when I hit them together and then listen to them, it really causes a very deep, powerful deepening of myself. It's a great way to get into a relaxation, a great way to reduce stress. So tuning forks, or listening to nice, calm, and relaxing music, is wonderful in these times that people are so stressed out. And it's even our voice, when we are speaking, we can literally affect someone else. So be very cautious about how you're using your voice and the words that you speak, because you're affecting other people. And you can either use your own sounds that way to heal and transform, or the opposite. So that is psychoacoustics. And then we have vibroacoustics. Vibroacoustics is when sound goes into our body and into our cells, going down to our DNA, and even shifting our molecules. So vibroacoustics, and one of the most powerful ways so we can create vibroacoustic sounds is with our voice, and particularly with something that I've been sharing really a whole lot, particularly with my wife, Andy. In fact, we've written a book that's doing very well called The Humming Effect. The Humming Effect, yes.
I love that.
Yeah, it's so cool, because we came up with this because I've been in this field for about 40 years. And I've worked with all sorts of different mantras and sacred sounds. But a lot of people confuse sound healing with needing to have a truly gifted voice, be a skilled musician or whatnot. So my wife Andy and I at one point were saying, okay, what is a sound that everybody can make that nobody's got judgment for? And we looked at each other and went, So the hum. And indeed, the humming effect, the first chapter, because how many people are going to take humming seriously? Okay, so what if you did the first chapter and you made it what they call peer review information about how sound, and particularly the hum, can affect us? And we did, and therefore that was sort of the key to getting people's attention, because here are some of the things that happen when you're making this really powerful vibroacoustic sound. You get reduction of heart rate, respiration, your brain waves go down. You get the release of endorphins, those wonderful feel-good hormones. You get the release of melatonin, which is really good for helping enhance sleep. And it's also an antiviral agent, but particularly also you get the release of nitric oxide. This is not nitrous oxide, which is wonderful in the dentist's office. This is nitric oxide, which is a vasodilator, so it basically expands your bloodstream and makes it more fluid, so the blood goes through your body, therefore bringing more oxygen, all sorts of healing abilities to you, and it's a fabulous antiviral agent. So we've come across a number of doctors, literally, who've been recommending to people that they hum. And through humming, particularly in your nasal cavity, which is one of the places where some nasty viruses encode themselves at first, it literally can help assist and perhaps heal ourselves. I really wanted to share that because humming is something that everybody can do. You don't, children do it, the elderly do it, we do it naturally. And what we have come up with in the humming effect is a term we call conscious humming. And this simply means taking, and I'm going to lead you, if it's okay, in a process of this in a minute, but it's a process where rather than, humming zippity-doo-dah or whatnot, which is great, you simply close your eyes, take a few deep breaths. Taking deep breaths are mandatory. So you take a few deep breaths, and then you basically just make sure your lips are closed, and you begin to hum. And Lee and Monica, can I ask you for a second if you would play with me for just a second?
We would love to play with you.
I'm ready.
We're ready.
Okay. I would like you both to begin to hum. Mm-hmm. And in order to hum properly, it's the only thing, you have to basically have your lips closed. You can't go, that's not a hum.
No.
Is a hum. So you got to have your lips closed. I'd like you to begin humming for about 10 seconds and start humming and then just pinch your nose and tell me what happens.
It's gone.
You can't
hum
if your nose is pinched.
Yeah. It's like the mute button.
It's a mute button.
Release the mute. Okay.
That's right. Right.
Release the mute. So, exactly. And I say to people, okay, if you didn't know that, and most people did not know that. I didn't know that until I began researching the effects of humming. I said, do you think that there may be other aspects of humming that may also be really powerful and effective? And in fact, just sharing with you, the hum is actually believed to be the predecessor of the Om. And in fact, in the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali's, which is an ancient book, some translations of it have said, in the beginning was pranava, the humming of prana. They had to give this a name, so they called it Om. So if you think about it, the Om even is, if you like, an extended hum. So it's, it could well be the first sound of creation, the cosmic hum. Not the big bang, but the cosmic hum. So with regard to doing a hum, and I'd like to suggest that anybody who's watching this, try this. And also particularly, we're just going to do it 3 times. But I'd like to suggest that when you do the conscious hum, you do it for at least a couple of minutes, maybe up to 5 minutes. And if you don't have a timer, 25 hums, complete with extended deep breathing is about 5 minutes. And then you gotta allow yourself a few minutes of just sitting there and being in silence. And silence is really the profound place where it is, if you like, the yin to the yang of sound. And it is a place where the true shift and change can occur. So once you have made or experienced sacred sound, being in silence, so important. Can you hear me? I just hit the mute button, actually. You still here?
I can hear you, yes.
Cool. All right, good. So thank you very much. So being in silence, and once again, sitting up straight, and you got to find yourself a place where you will not be disturbed or potentially disturbing others, because you don't want to be in the middle of a process and all of a sudden have somebody go, "What are you doing?" Because that'll be a little jarring. So you want to be able, sitting up straight, taking nice deep breaths, having your eyes closed, making a nice relaxing tone as well, something that is in your comfort zone, not straining. Louder is not better. And then just paying attention the first time that you do it to the effects of sound. Where are you feeling it? Are you feeling it in your head? Are you feeling it in your chest? Are you feeling it in your throat? And you'll find that when you project also intentionality, which is so very important, when you project intentionality on to the hum, you can literally shift and change the power of the hum. So, for example, if you have, shall we say, a headache, and you want to work with that, just close your eyes and make the hum, projecting it intentionally to that part of your head that is giving you pain, and you well may find that it is assisting you. Or if you've got some sort of congestion in your chest, you could basically make the hum and focus it on your chest area. And with a little bit of practice, you will find that you can do this. Because once again, particularly working with sound, like working with any other practice, is a cumulative effect. The more that you do it, the more adept you will become and the more powerful your experience is. So for this first time, we're just going to do 3 hums. We'll first begin by taking a couple of nice deep breaths. And incidentally, before we do this, I just want to say, if you are stressed out at all, if you have any sort of thing that's stressing you out, take a nice deep couple of breaths and then do a few hums. You'll find your heart rate, your respiration, your blood pressure will drop on a level that's literally pharmaceutical. In fact, Bruce Lipton, for the Humming Effect book, wrote a nice little blurb saying that the humming effect is a natural, non-pharmaceutical way of achieving balance and harmony. And it's really true. That's why I'm sharing with you, because everyone can do it. Humming is an inclusive sound. It's not exclusive. Everybody can hum. Everybody can basically experience the healing effects of sound. Okay, let's do this now. Taking a nice deep breath and releasing it. Another nice deep breath and releasing it. And now we'll do 3 simple hums with our eyes closed. Taking a nice deep breath in. And please join me. Taking another nice deep breath. last one. Deep breath. And then just for a moment, sitting in silence and seeing if you can feel some sort of effect from the power of this self-created sound. Well, Lee and Monica, did you feel anything for that one?
I loved it.
Yeah, you go first.
You know, it's the same thing that has happened to me when the first time, and the only time actually, we went to India and experienced this in an ashram. And it works. It really does. It calms you right down. I love the blood pressure thing and what Bruce has said as well, because everybody needs that. This may be, as you say, just the basis of so much peace for so many belief systems as well.
Yes, I mean, no doubt about it. And, you know, once again, I've written some extraordinary books on the divine name. Wonderful with, Greg Braden worked with me on that one, with chakra frequency, chakra chants. I've used all sorts of stuff, and it's wonderful. Highly recommended. But this is something I oftentimes call the hum a gateway sound, because it opens up portals to other dimensions that people can get to simply by using this very simple yet profound sound. So I want to encourage everyone to do it, and I want to encourage everyone to also share with it. And I'm also doing this, if you like, humming sound as a global guided sound. So you basically work with a little heart-brain coherence in conjunction with that, which is perhaps another technique at another time. And you then project it out, visualizing a three-dimensional Earth floating in front of you and projecting the energy to the Earth. And it's amazing, because we heal the planet, we heal ourselves, we heal ourselves, and we heal the planet. We can make a difference, and we have a choice.
Yeah.
I just want to say also, this whole idea of the heart-brain coherence, and as you know, and we're very familiar with that too, I felt that you have achieved that instantly with some of these albums. With the notes that you have chosen, with the singers and all that, it just puts you there almost instantly. I've used that so many times, and even in my office, I'll put it on when there's stress that I have too many things to do. And I tell you, it's almost like it just clears the air, and I'm just fine again. There's just something about it. You really, really mastered this. I think it's everybody. That's what the awards are for. Everybody feels it and knows it. And it just fits right into everything you've said. And this is something you've also produced. I just tell the folks, if you haven't heard this music and you don't really understand perhaps what he's saying, this shows it to you. Just besides you just humming alone, this is just a profound thing.
And it's pretty easy to do, and you can have it going on in the background. One of our best-selling albums is called Frequencies, Sounds of Healing, and it's a compendium of about a dozen different excerpts from different albums. And Lee, you're totally right about creating instant heart-brain coherence. So thank you for that observation. I don't like to tout my own stuff, but I really appreciate it, because it is true. So
Monica has something here too, I think.
Yeah, I wanted to thank you for bringing us a new tool. There are many who are conscious about their sound that they make. And this is so, and even toning. So there's a lot of people that are encouraged to do toning. And even in toning, you can feel conscious about how not great you sound. But this is so simple. And for me to sit here and be okay with sharing my hum with everyone breaks through that conscious barrier of what are people going to hear and think. And I'm going to look forward to, because I also love your music, I'm going to try something now. I'm going to hum when I hear it. I felt like there was a motor in me purring away. And at the end of it, when we stopped, it was a conveyor belt of oxygen going through every cell of my body. And I'm so energized. So thank you.
I'm going to do something too. Based upon this, and this is something that you said is fairly new, bringing in the ancient ways. the next time that we can actually give a meeting, and I mean, I don't know when that's going to be. That's going to be in months or whatever, because we've been in the studio now all this time. We're used to sitting in front of large crowds, and that's all, coming back. And when it does, I would love to do a hum before the channel.
Yeah.
There's nothing we've ever done, not toning.
Yeah.
I want to do a hum before the channel and then set the stage for that.
I'm getting goosebumps already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be great.
You might
John,
be amazed at the power of that. Lee, would it be okay if I gave out my website?
I want you to, please.
It's healingsounds.com. That's sounds with an S at the end of it, healingsounds.com. It's got extraordinary information, free downloads, all sorts of tools, and it's actually an award-winning site unto itself, so I strongly encourage people to go there. It's a gateway into the dimension of sound healing, healingsounds.com.
Jonathan, this is a crazy question, but with all of the things that you've done in sound, are you a musician?
Oh, Lee, yes. If we'd had time, I would have told you how in 1979 I was playing in a seaside bar in Cape Cod, and I got on stage, and all of a sudden the light of God struck me.
Wow.
And that's how the field of sound healing opened up. It's a pretty interesting story, and perhaps I'll be able to share it with you all at some time. But what a blessing. And it's been a crazy, exciting journey for the last 40 or some odd years.
I know that our friend Greg Braden speaks very highly of you, and I know that you are friends, and I know he's actually been with you on one of your albums, and he plays your music in his sessions as well. I think that's one of the first places that I heard it, and then of course I went and bought all the albums after that. But
he's a good player himself.
Oh, he's wonderful.
Yeah.
Most people don't know it. We get him to play the flute, and he has several. He and his wife sometimes together. Yeah.
So I'm excited about the book, The Humming Effect. Is that something people can get from your website? Or
from our website, from Amazon? It's also basically it's an Audible. It's it's kind of crazy. A friend of ours just sent us a little text saying that saying go to this, and it was the movie that was number 7 on Netflix. And we went to about the 58-minute mark, and there was a close-up of a couple of books. One of them had really to do with the theme of the movie, but the one underneath it was the humming effect. And I thought, my goodness, our book in the movies.
That's
He's in the movie.
awesome.
I love it.
That's awesome. I think what also I love is that it's so simple, and I'm hoping that there's parents that are now able to just help do this with their children. Can
Humming
you
for kids.
imagine?
Yeah.
How that will change if we can have a whole lot of children grow up with this simple, easy technique of humming? Can you imagine?
Yeah. And particularly during this really extraordinary time. My wife Andy and I just did a program yesterday on using humming for post-traumatic stress disorder.
Of course.
Because we have something in our book about that, because it's real and it's profound. Once again, get the book. I just touched the surface on the power of what can be done with the hum. It's a step-by-step process of vibratory consciousness activation using the sacred sound of the hum, the conscious hum.
Jonathan Goldman, thank you so much for
thank you.
all that you've done. So much, I can't say enough, for in all these things, the books, the knowledge, the music. And we're still learning, and we're still learning from you, sir. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Yes, we've enjoyed it enormously, and I hope everyone who's watching is going away with something that they didn't have before.
And that's the whole point.
Yeah.
So I will say, John, thank you so much, and you can say goodbye, and then we're going to go to a break after that.
Bye-bye, and blessings of light and love through sound to you and everyone.
Super.
Bye-bye now.
Great. Thank you, everybody. It's time for a 10-minute break, and then we'll be back. Thank you.